Hello everyone and welcome to Wikifeed Friday. We're still waiting for two people because Zeb isn't here yet and Ruben isn't here yet. They probably will join soonish, supposedly. If someone hasn't forgotten, hello Gossip Girl, how are you doing?
Hi.
Already we're big in discussions like how the coastline in basic Somalia is just kind of the size of what France has, but like just one region. But you know what? We're starting. We're not playing yet. We're just setting everything up.
Mm-hmm.
That is a hi from Agonia. Yes.
Yes. Hello.
Hi Agonia.
So, first order of business: researching line infantry so France doesn't eat meat. That's the first thing. And improving relations with Egypt to make an alliance.
Yes.
I need to get a lot more stuff going. Holy shit, cotton gin. Yeah, I can imagine right now everything is also a bit of a shit show, so...
I think it's pretty good, actually. Like base.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what should I probably just get the cotton gin.
Yeah, you do the normal stuff.
I do very much the normal stuff right now. In urban planning, yes. Mandatory service, yes. Cotton gins, urban planning, mandatory service. The pillars of any good society.
Why do you need mandatory service? That's the last thing you need, actually.
I need to go to line infantry.
You don't. You don't need to.
Okay,
you have
I guess
good ruler.
I get some democracy and academia. You know, the good shit.
I played Ethiopia last game. Also, hi. Like you unless you go down south and conquer the Great Lakes states, you just do not have iron, so you can't get guns to get line infantry. But you do get like massive amounts of irregulars that you can. So long as you're not still fighting like the rest of Ethiopia and Somalia, massive amounts of irregulars is more than enough.
Okay, I just realized, you know what? I'm probably just going to... I know where I'm going to invade. If I need iron.
Oh yeah, if I'm not faster.
Or, Zanzibar doesn't have iron. But the Sultan of Oman does.
He has iron in his body.
Yeah.
You can drain it.
No.
Like if you grab like Toposa or Turkana, one of those colonial divided states, if you get that, you can take the Great Lake states. Those have a lot of population, a lot of iron, a lot of other resources. Like you get that, you just have your own little industrial revolution.
Yeah,
they even have coal.
That's why I told you get colonialism as fast as possible to keep Britain out.
Yep.
So maybe I should start adding this. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, if you should. You don't have the earliest tax yet.
So I'm going to get those first, yes, but like maybe I can beeline a little bit later. I mean, hope it slows down a little bit, maybe. By the way, since Wiki 3 is always first, we're not going to stream Monster Hunter today, but we're gonna stream the second beta tomorrow. So if you still need to maybe, get the monsters done or so, open lobbies and shit for community.
Yes,
Cola. God. Yes, Fritz Cola. There's a second beta, yeah. They added Gypsaros and Arkwell, so... I mean, it's still... That's the irony about this. It's more like, okay, we do this because we can show off we can kill the monsters. And for us, this is more of a... Hey, we prestige flex. But ironically, the beta still don't tell anything really about the game because they said themselves they're gonna rework it anyway. They're reworking the weapons and stuff anyway, so... I think I should probably start killing Gojam. Yeah.
And just open the strategic lens.
Strategic lens is... What a diplomatic lens, you mean?
Yeah, sorry. I'm calling it that. Close Gojam first.
Yeah.
Close it. So that you can see who hates you in the first place.
I mean, Zidano and Velega.
So war with them first.
Yeah, fair point, fair point.
That's how you do it.
Okay. But if I get Gojam, I already have like 40 troops and I have a big power out of the way.
Yes, but if you make those two your stuff first, especially this one is part of your state. Your split state.
Oh, yeah, I can get that.
Yeah, that's the first thing. And if then the northern ones don't hate you that much, you can just get cover, and then you don't have two front lines to worry about when you
Fair
hate that
point.
much. Like that's kind of the thing.
I should probably expand the millet farms though. But yeah, we're still waiting here, and with doing the funny business. Oh yeah. Oh, God damn it, yeah. The world is currently like a bit of a shit show. Gonna pay my military well. Let's just get some grain first. Yeah. How are you doing? How's everyone else doing right now? Besides, what do we wanted to talk about?
Plane crashes.
Oh God, yes, they keep happening. I just literally googled I literally saw today something about Alaska and I was like, what is going on? And apparently, yes, New York, Washington, the crash was the worst, but apparently the planes just keep crashing in the USA, which is not good. I would say this might be an indication of a very dysfunctional system, actually. If your planes keep crashing, or, in this case, we don't know what happened. It just... everything is crashing right now in the US, basically. It's just,
Well, it's not that it's dysfunctional. It's more like they don't have the manpower anymore.
Yeah, now a plane in Alaska just vanished. How do you lose a plane?
Winter storm?
You know what the irony about this is? Alaska... What?
Controlled flight into terrain?
Maybe. The thing is that apparently it was lost over water. But yeah, the thing is, Alaska actually knows a lot about aviation because, first of all, okay, here's the thing. You basically need to take a plane nearly everywhere you go in Alaska because, A, distances, and B, I guess no one has ever built a winter-resistant train system up there yet. Cowards. Anyway. But also Anchorage was I think the second biggest airport in the world for a long, long time. Because, the whole Iron Curtain thing. So, let's just show it. There was a whole lot of airlines couldn't really fly over Russia and such. So they needed to make basically, because you can go around the globe, above and shit. So, you could Anchorage basically became really big because a lot of flights went over Alaska because that was like the safest and best route to actually get planes from, Japan, Anchorage, America. This was just like the most logical thing to do. So it just became the biggest layover airport in the world. So yeah, they lost, the people that really do a lot of aviation lost the plane. Not good. Good thing all those whistleblowers are still alive so we can get to the bottom of this problem. Oh, never mind. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're alive, but I guess fired a lot of them now, so... God damn... What? Oh, wait, sorry. What happened? Ah!
What did you do?
I got jump scared by Lena.
Huh?
I'm very scary.
Okay, sorry. Because it popped up, Egypt is improving relations. I was like, holy shit, is the game running? Nothing happened. I mean, at least from Boeing, yeah, but like... Are the current ones from the government?
Absolutely got killed. Murdered. Absolutely,
The one in the current government, are they also getting killed? God damn it, no. Ah.
Thank you.
Better relations jump scare, yeah, Sophie. Hello, Sophie. You know what? I'm getting jump scared twice today because, okay. So, if you all know, I'm playing a bunch of Delta Force recently, and with the latest patch, they basically added, they updated an animation because, if you get spotted by a character, your screen glitches a little bit. And someone on the design team thought, how about we do like a very subtle, Windows blue screen sound in that? Thanks for jump scaring me. Like, how do you play a game and don't, like, I'm playing on Windows, what the fuck? But yeah. I don't... What is going on? Today's Friday, right? It is Friday. Also in California.
yeah, what are we gonna say?
Is this goddamn stream just evolving always even more into boomer memes all the time? Yes.
When is this stream not devolving into something?
I mean, fair point. But yeah,
Right now it's evolving into a camera. I can't see the screen because my cat is in the way.
Cat wants to look at. Wants that
What
you
are
look at
even
her.
the new monsters in the beta?
Gypsaros and Arkveld.
Oh, yeah, I fought Gypsaros this morning.
It's interesting that they.
It's a very beefy rubber chicken again.
Yeah, I saw that. Like,
I'm not used to Gypsaros being beefy.
Honestly, that's interesting because that is probably the one change where I was like, oh, they're doing this more like the original one again, which I like. Again, 5 seconds into the chat. No. Honestly, I like that change. Like, I generally always thought that Gypsaros should have always been a little bit, annoying, and the newer version seems to be more like the older one. Like, Gypsaros in Generations was more like, you fight it and it's done. It wasn't really hard. And this seems to me more,
It
they
highlights
nerfed the Flash though, and that sucks.
a bit.
A bit.
I wouldn't say it's much nerfed. It even has a short range fast flash now.
Ooh. Yeah, but I mean, you can also just, you can now, if you have a bow, you can just literally fire at because it's a wound when it flashes up. You can interrupt it with that.
Yes, I can.
So if you will keep playing bow during the main game, you will just nullify that thing.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, considering I
just like that they made it beefier. So now, basically, the strengths and weaknesses of Gypsaros are more highlighted because the thing is basically very resistant against impact attacks. It's not called rubber chicken without a reason.
Yeah. Rubber.
That's also why it's basically immune to electricity.
Holding bleeding wound. Oh no, you shot Gypsaros girl. Why? She has done nothing. But yeah, otherwise you have I just generally the one thing I feel like what the fuck is going on is
But you should keep Discord open.
yeah I keep it open.
No,
It
don't.
okay.
Just so we know that when Ruben joins,
Zeb is coming, so
Zeb
apparently
is coming.
Zeb is coming. Also, yeah, Fritz Cola again, the cola of digital imperialism. Not sponsored yet.
The cola of champions.
The cola powering mascara.
Yes.
The country and the makeup.
But yeah, no. It's what I really find weird is so Gypsaros was introduced in the second generation, I think, or even the first already. I'm sure. But basically, the key point I want to get at is in all the previous generations, it was always in forests and swamps, which makes sense, right? And also, it's then in the fourth generation, being in a more jungle environment, so they kind of made a jungle out of that. It's also sometimes jungle, so jungle, swamps and stuff and forests. It's there, that was its habitat. And then they introduced a spider that hunts them. The spider lives in jungles. So you think that Gypsaros is going to be and the spider. Gypsaros is in and the spider's in, so you'd think they're both gonna be in the jungle area, right? So you hunt Gypsaros in the fucking desert, and I can chalk it up to the beta, but then they released a trailer, and for some reason, the Skrilla is now in the ice region, and Gypsaros as well. What the fuck is going on here? It was never an ice thing.
They're on vacation.
Yeah. I mean, that the spider can live in the ice, I get. Okay? Spiders don't care too much if they have a temperature-controlled hole.
I think they should have done a subspecies then.
I'm just saying, for the Skrilla, it still makes sense, yeah? She's wearing a thick coat anyway.
I mean,
no,
yeah.
And spiders can live pretty much anywhere if the hole is temperature-controlled. Yeah. Not extremely cold, but general cold they can get away with.
Yeah.
Gypsaros?
The fuck?
What the fuck does it even eat there?
I don't know. It's just I don't get what the fuck is going on there. It's like okay, it's I guess it's in the ice now. Should probably save that for tomorrow, but still, it's so.
That's the weirdest thing about the whole series.
Hello, Zep. Hello, Zep.
Hello.
They have more and more focus story-wise on ecology, but they fuck up their own ecology at the same time.
It's so weird. Like seriously, it's like.
At least give me a reason.
I mean, they have a spider area in the. It's like, is this a subspecies? But a subspecies should not hunt a Gypsaros. Why is there Gypsaros? So we only need to wait for Ruben now, who is very late today.
I'll send him a DM.
Are you okay?
Allergies probably.
Seems like no one has a good week today.
Yeah, they hit me if it is allergies, they hit me very hard this morning. And
Also very early. It's like.
tiring. Well, so we had a warm rain shower a couple days ago. Well, a week ago actually. But we're about to get snow again this upcoming week. So, welcome to DC.
Hey, this is a slight problem. If I want to form Maghreb, I kinda need probably Tripolitania, but maybe we can just trade temporarily later.
If I did the math correctly, if you have West Sahara, and all of Morocco and Tunis, as well as Kuwait and Agar, so like those two Saharan provinces, if you have all of that, then you should be able to form it.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't need Tripolitania.
I mean, worst case, I wait till Lena has it absorbed completely, and then we just trade. I form it, and we trade it back. Something like that. Worst case. I can pay for that. At that point, probably.
I'm gonna hold off on selecting a nation until Ruben gets here, just in case. I guess.
It would be very funny if he now says, "Oh no, not today. Just don't do it." Like, okay, cool. We need to push it back then.
I presume he's just tired from work.
Probably. Oh well. But yeah, we were talking about plane crashes, by the way. Because they seem to keep happening.
Was there more?
Yeah, they lost a plane with people in Alaska.
Oh.
And apparently in Philadelphia one crashed.
Oh, the Philadelphia one. Wait, are you talking about the one from...
I just learned about this today. I just learned about it today.
Well, okay. I thought we talked about it.
Could be.
Or I had at least mentioned it, I think.
I think it could be, but even then she wasn't listening well because she was tired, so maybe it was that one.
Yeah, being tired is very much the mood of the season. It is. Yeah. I'm literally just sitting here and it's like everything sucks. I'm ill, and maybe soon there will be Monster Hunter. That's good, I guess.
I'm excited about the story. I'm excited generally about new additions to the monster roster. I like the whole work they put into the environment. But it seems like the worst Monster Hunter ever.
It could backfire a lot.
Yes. Especially with the system requirements.
That's saying a lot considering World.
World was the worst Monster Hunter, I think, until this point.
It's not but by the way, when I say worst, it's not like really bad. It's more in the sense of,
I said the worst Monster Hunter, not that it's a terrible game. It's not a good game in my opinion at that point anymore.
Yeah,
and not a good Monster Hunter especially. But it's not like people will hate it or something.
Yeah, probably not.
But I mean, the biggest problem they will have is people won't be able to play it.
Yeah.
If the benchmark is any indication, my PC specs better than I do.
You have a Ryzen 2708 core CPU and a GTX 1080,
which is
32 gigabytes of RAM. That is
above
solid.
Average.
That is above average, yeah. So that's not a bad PC, and
on the lowest setting I had 23 FPS, and the game was basically not recognizable because everything was so washed out.
Yeah,
So I have to play on the PS5 when we play it,
and and
even there it doesn't look that good. Yeah. Maybe that will change, but the world beta was miles better.
Yeah, the irony is that I don't think even the games looked at it I can totally agree with that. The world looked better in a lot of cases.
Mm-hmm.
Visually. And ran better.
I think that's the whole shift towards, we need to have 4K. Capcom, nobody cares about 4K.
I don't know what is going on there. But yeah. I mean, just so for everyone's wondering with my specs, RTX 470, 32 gigabytes of RAM, Ryzen 5800X 3D, so undervolted, but that is a beefy CPU. With I think DLSS was on, but without frame rating, 80 FPS. 80. What the fuck?
With frame gen, you had 100 something, right?
Yeah, 100.
You have screenshots from
40 or something. Yeah, on average. It's what the fuck is going on there? Here's the thing. Honestly, I generally like the Steam Deck for one thing. It's basically right now a good average on what, a good average on what a PC is. So when a game says, it's deck playable, it will usually run on most systems out there. Most systems. I don't think Wilds will beat that. And like I said it already on Blue Sky, and I will repeat it here. If you have any interest and you don't have like a PlayStation or an Xbox to supplement your PC, it'll run anyway. Hey Claire, run that benchmark. There is a benchmark tool. Run that benchmark and check beforehand, because I feel like a lot of people right now haven't tried the beta, have not used the benchmark, are definitely going to want to play on PC and are going to be in for a nasty surprise. There's a Monster Hunter Wilds benchmark you can download from the store page.
Yeah, on Steam.
And like they say,
like that is pretty generous. I mean, it should be normal, but
it's generous. I'm like genuinely happy it is there. Yeah, I mean,
I almost feel like they did that for liability reasons.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, at that point, like if I look at the beta, yes, probably.
I mean, you have a PS5 Pro, yeah, that shit will probably work on that. Like, It runs fine on the base PS5. We have a literal launch PS5 and it runs fine.
Yeah, it still looks washed out though.
Yes. I mean, that also comes down to the art direction, but it looks washed out, yeah.
Yeah, the art direction, at least from the color palettes, aren't that great on the graphic settings the PS5 has.
Yeah. I think it's one of those games again where it mostly comes down to the CPU. As said, Argonia has a Ryzen 2700. That's a good CPU. I played a lot of games on that. Also that was my old one, but no, not enough. It's one of those CPU hungry games, and I don't know what to say about that anymore. It's gonna be that's gonna limit who will play it on PC, and yeah. I mean, they still say they're going to optimize it more, so who knows? Yeah, I'm going to streaming it tomorrow, by the way.
It's still weird. Like, remember back in the day, they didn't have betas, they couldn't patch the game.
Oh, they had basically a demo for the
Sometimes they had demos, yes, but it was very shortly before release most of the time. And the Monster Hunter games were all working fine.
Yeah.
And now they have more and more betas. And the game gets worse and worse. Where I'm like, they have some problem internally.
Yeah, La Barine. Oh yeah, the Spider Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely have. You know what the weirdest part about that is, by the way? That this is the outlier. Capcom does so much, on the RE engine right now, and the RE engine is actually a really performant engine.
True, but that we do not have,
Genalog?
Yeah, no Genalog anymore.
They could have just done one armor set, actually, but they didn't, and that is great.
That's good, and that probably did require some work. So in that sense, I'm happy. The thing I'm not so happy about is that the movesets of the monsters are so fucking basic.
I saw what you posted. Yeah, fan art. Good fan art. I mean, the thing is just...
Also, I'm happy Lala Barina, new spider.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm also sad because she doesn't fight like a spider.
Yeah, it's like... I mean, I think I think this is probably why we say it feels like it might turn out to be the worst. This is not that the game doesn't have great aspects. Like, World had fantastic aspects you can't find in any other title of the series, and Wilds 100% will too. But I feel like this might be the one where after an initial, everyone will be like, oh, this is amazing. it might settle in very fast that you know, it will probably be a more of a gradual thing of okay, because what I realized, by the way, very early on is that it basically the thing happened that I was already saying with World. The next title will not be able to get off the ground well if it only launches with high rank. And people eviscerated Rise, and like the base game of Rise was, from what I saw, actually more than World.
Yeah.
That was like the base game of Rise was fine, and people hated it because you know everyone wanted G rank basically, and then everyone's like, oh, now there's G rank, and I feel like Wilds might as well will probably be hit harder by this even more because. So there was a leak, okay? And so far this leak has proven correct again. And it seems like Wilds will only launch with 30 monsters. That's not a lot to do, and depending on how they, you know, either stretch it or how it's structured, it could be that this might be a very short game, and then everyone is just left waiting for what might come down the line in terms of, you know, patched in monsters or stuff. And I mean, I know that's surprising because Rise launched with 46 monsters. That's okay. I'm gonna be honest with you here. Most I feel like they actually remade a lot of stuff. Sadly, they didn't carry a lot of stuff over. I feel like the biggest problem here is also that they are not reusing a lot of monsters. Like,
to be fair, that would also be a problem because the first thing you have to remember about World is that they are on a different continent. So even the whole Rise thing with carrying lots of world monsters was already stretching it because they're not supposed to be there.
Yeah, but you know what? They did it and they had a big lineup. It was good. This was good design. You know, I generally say reuse your fucking assets.
Generally, yes, but if you establish an ecology of monsters that are on another continent,
yeah, like
maybe
from what I can tell, every monster we've seen so far, besides Rathalos and Rathian, is new, or hasn't been in either Rise or World. Like Gypsaros wasn't in it, Neskrilla wasn't in it, the Jaguars are migratory, they can fly. Oh, hi, bot! Bye, bot! You know, then, I mean, the weirdest addition of them all, Gravios, that's new, but also like, where the fuck is the crab? Where the fuck is Basarios? What the fuck is going on here?
Where's the other crab? And if the other crab is in there, where's Monoblos and Diablos?
I mean, you know what? I can almost guarantee you Diablos is gonna be in there because that is a staple, actually. That is a staple right now.
Yeah, if we don't have Diablos, how will we get 4 horns?
Fair point. But yeah, it's just, I feel like the big part is, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it comes out, the combat changes actually make the combat better than just, you know, the very... Listen, the combat in Wilds is serviceable. It's neither the, you know, you really need to know your, you know, your placement and you get punished by it, slow combat of the earlier titles, or it's really good action combat of, you know, Generations and Frontier. It's just somewhere in the middle, and it's like, you know, it's just kind of easy because you can just dodge, like, you're mobile enough to just kind of outmaneuver monsters easily, but also like then you're like, oh hey, can I really do big stuff? No, okay, no. Then I guess we're just staying with a very limited set right now. Maybe that is wrong. You know, maybe I'm wrong and Wilds just blows me out of the water. But like the beta right now just feels it's gonna be serviceable in terms of gameplay. But like, I mean,
yay, gameplay.
I mean, the most prominent, most notable aspect of of WoW, like the most people will probably play with. Like the biggest aspect, 16 by 9.
Yeah. It's a sex joke.
Okay.
No,
Oh.
16 by 9
16 by
aspect
9.
ratio.
Oh. Ugh. Yeah, okay, I'm stupid. I thought 6 by 9 you said, so...
Humor's head was in the gutter. What would you expect? I would not expect less.
I mean, the thing is just... Did Room answer, by the way?
I haven't received a response from him.
God
I also sent him a
damn
message
it.
on Blue Sky, so I don't know.
Maybe he's sleeping.
That could be. Oh, just wait a bit. Maybe he wakes up again. If not, we... Yeah, maybe we have to shelve this one, though. God damn it. Yeah, the thing is, it's just... I just don't know. It you know, as someone who has played this series for a very long time and a lot, it feels off, you know? It just feels off, even though I know I will like it. I think this is the thing. When we say this might be the worst Monster Hunter, depending on how it is executed in the end, we're not saying this is a bad game. This is a bad Monster Hunter. Like, I mean, they kind of hinted at the fact, for example, that the decoration system is going to work again like in Worlds, so... Yay! Random decoration drops. That was definitely the thing everyone wanted to have. Granted, they apparently are launching this time with a method that you can just meld others together to make the one you want. So, you know, that will cut down on grinding, but still,
Just let me build out of monster materials.
yeah, what was the problem with that system? Rise did it. But, like...
Most monster hunters did it.
Yes! That is just like... Dum, 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 dum.
Ich hab ne Fritz. Zeit fürs Imperialismus.
Jawohl!
There is a new marketing tagline.
I don't know if they will like that. But yeah, that's... yeah, and that is just a current take on Wilds. It's like, we will, you know, for everyone who's interested, we're probably gonna play this, we're gonna stream it on launch, and we're probably gonna stream it like every day that week, because we want to finish it.
Except the ones where we're streaming something else.
If he comes first. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this might be a one that afterwards gets the mood soured. Because I feel like, you know, when it comes out, a lot of the people that, you know, played Worlds and, you know, for some reason skipped Rise, I don't know why you would do that, because Rise was just generally the better game. Yeah. I think they will like it, but I feel like this is gonna be one of those where the overall message can, you know, the overall sentiment could sour over time if it's, you know, if it isn't more than what we see right now.
And they also still have the problem that they took over the system from World, where you basically forced to do some missions alone and you can't do it with other people until a certain point in the mission. And they also have to be at a certain point in the mission, or have already done it. I don't get the system they introduced in World. I didn't interact with it. I basically played through it single player.
Okay, they said something that indicated it. I don't know how it will be exactly. Maybe you have to find the monster in the wild first. Maybe you can still do that cope. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna be this time.
That's weird, anyways. And it's like also the sacred controls are like very weird. The whole navigation through the world is shit. The world map, like the general map, is shit.
We had the map to look at, the way you guide at. It's
Yes.
It's really not nice to look at on a TV. Like, it's too small. It's too cluttered. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and in the end, you just click on the monster and then you autopilot there. I have nothing inherently against autopilot stuff. Okay? MMOs did it well.
But Final Fantasy 15 did it really well, actually, but...
This game doesn't.
It feels like... I said it before. Wilds feels like it tries to streamline a lot of the gameplay to the lowest common denominator. As to not upset anyone.
And they changed the inventory system, like with the item box and stuff, for no reason.
Yeah, that was also a decision. Yeah, well, it's just weird. Like, for example, the whole you could just you can just autopilot behind the monster on your mount, which is like, why?
Well,
you can definitely do stuff on your, you can do stuff on your own, but like, you piloted the mount yourself in Rise, and it was fine, and also it's about hunting a monster.
It's the continuation of the Hunterfly system of World, which was a good idea, a good concept, and a bad execution.
Yeah, it's just like it's like good idea, bad execution, and now in Wilds they seem to just use it more to automate more, and like I have no idea how to even go about this. It's like, why? Like, you notice when you're talking about a mechanic that on paper seems harmless and also could be seen as quality of life, but you kind of know it is removing something from the game. Like the whole dungeon finder system in MMOs. Where it was just like before you had to actually meet in a tavern and talk to people, you had to find groups, and so actual interaction happened, and now it's just like you click a button and the whole social aspect is just stripped out of the game. It's something like that, what, fuck it, I know what it is. Why, Wilds, in terms of aesthetic and presentation, is a game about trying to survive an unknown wilderness, explore it, chart it, and fight against the monsters. But the gameplay is so afraid of having friction that it always sends off every edge it can find. It's you can just autopilot to everything, which is also the smarter move.
If you're out of combat, you can fast travel to certain locations, especially base camp.
Yes. You don't really have a resource problem because you can restock every single time. Crafting is basically complete. I mean, that was also already in World, but like it's so minimalistic because there isn't a. Because before, getting a potion was you needed an herb and a blue mushroom to combine it, and there was a chance of failure.
And if you want to rise it, you needed combo books.
Yes. Which took up your inventory space, but now it's just you go back and whoop, you have a potion again, and you grab some honey, whoop, it's a mega potion. You don't have any failure chance anymore. There's no attrition going on there. And
the problem they introduced in World, yes.
The combat is like you're very mobile, so you can just dodge a lot of shit very easily. It's like, okay. And also, then, my biggest thing, the whole season system. Like, when they talk about how the 3 different seasons are visually changing a map, like, for example, the Oilwell Basin is inspired by undersea volcanoes, and during the calm, it's in a pale blue, to show the calmness and, almost wateriness of the area.
There's water in there, so yeah.
Yeah, there's water also in there, and contrasted with the when the volcanoes erupt and get red and fiery and there's smoke, and you're like, okay, yeah, I see that. That's great. And then it cycles through every few minutes.
Maybe that's just for the beta, if you're lucky.
Do you really think that's for the beta, or that's just how it is?
I hope. Have to be fair there. That's just me hoping.
Yeah. Because, okay, cool, you have seasons. And then they cycle through every 2 minutes because, can't risk the idea that, can't risk that a player might, miss something or has to wait or, because when they first had seasons, 3 by the way, Bring Back Breeding Season Capcom, it was cycled on a per day basis. And for a game that wants to have a big online mode, I'm like, why isn't that the case? Why isn't there a per day cycle? Why can't we have a long time to take it in?
They may have reduced the time, scaled down the time because of the length of the test.
That could be, again, that Agonia said that as well. It's it could be that that's the case, but
if I were developing a game, I would reduce the scale in order to get as much data for the seasonal transitions as possible.
Fair point. It's just weird that they haven't talked about that, so I feel like this is actually sadly intentional.
It's more likely that it's intentional, but I still hope it's not.
I'm very much hoping it's not. I want friction in my Monster Hunter game, damn it. I want to have some... I guess this is gonna be the announcement that we probably will play Generations and or Portable Third this year as well. Especially I want to show off Portable Third because I fucking love that game. It's not perfect, but god damn it, is it good.
So no Ruben.
No Ruben yet.
That's nearly an hour into the stream and he isn't there, so...
Oh, yeah, so it is.
Damn it.
So...
Do we want to...
Probably need to call it.
What?
Yeah. I was saying we probably need to call it.
Yeah, do we want to... Okay, here's the thing. Do we want to continue without him? Or do we say, wait until next Friday and I guess we do Monster Hunter not today? It's your call.
Wait, my call?
Yeah, you're here to play with us.
Or just Zep? Zep is the only
Zep
one?
and Lena. Your is plural.
It can be.
Yes.
The way that you said
Yes.
you said it sounded like you were directing it at an individual.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
There's tone and grammar goes into play here. One of the few places in English where it does.
English is a tone.
I wouldn't.
My perspective is I'm not too thrilled about the idea of starting a session without Ruben.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so important. Yeah.
Just because especially with this game, day one I think is going to be significant. Especially, so for example, for me in Messina, the most important thing is as soon as possible taking care of getting to the wooden footage alone.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that Sokoto could be okay, but it would definitely leave him behind. I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because the AI doesn't have player efficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And planning ahead with things like we're mutually improving relations with each other, preparation for alliances and such. So also that.
Okay, I guess, we'll call it... Oh, no, wait. Ruben is online.
What? Oh,
Ruben just got online. He just got online. Oh my god, it's happening.
Begonia?
Yeah?
Begonia, piece of advice. Something you might want to look into doing is puppeting Morocco and making them
Yes.
them forcing them to get the colonization, just because you don't want the Europeans getting West Africa.
Yeah, that was my thing. Like, at least Fez, I want to left. Like, Fez and maybe Algarve.
Yeah.
But I definitely get Inner Morocco because of the gold.
Yeah.
And then I will just make them a tributary so that the Sharawi, if I pronounce it correctly, doesn't get colonized because they have claims on that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That said, I have had games where Morocco just like refused to colonize. So, but at the very least, you can just straight up annex them for free with the when they're integrated, when they're like the puppets or whatever.
Mm.
And you do form nation because that'll just annex them because it's part of your empire.
Yeah, I just want Inner Morocco and maybe Marrakech because it has 30 iron mines.
Okay. Panic, uproar. Ruben might be coming.
Ruben is messaging me.
Okay. Now he just says sorry, not today.
He had a wee nap and he fell asleep for 3 hours.
I was right.
It's usually the case.
Yeah. I know.
There's an image of like I wish everyone who takes a quick nap at 5 p.m. a very happy 3 a.m.
Like, I know my prediction was the most likely, but still,
it was the
I
nap.
like it when I'm right.
And this is why you have a clock, because we also took a nap today, and I always be like, wake me up at this point, please.
According to my brother, most of the time when I've taken like a nap and I've refused to get up, he's seen me grab my phone in my sleep, turn off my alarm, and set it back down. Like, not even eyes opening or anything like that. It's just like I just
muscle memory.
Oh my god! Yeah.
At that point, the best countermeasure is lay your phone somewhere where you can't reach it easily.
Yes. Unfortunately, I don't think that much.
Yeah.
Clocks are the death.
Like when I'm tired, my phone is usually like near me, and I'm just like too tired to put that through.
Yeah.
Most people do that.
I get it. I guess
For some reason, I'm thinking about it, but that's because I don't use a phone.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, okay. Agonia is insanely tech averse when it comes to certain stuff. Like, you love your PC, you love consoles, smartphones. You have one, but it's it's unpowered because you're not even loading it. You're screaming at it.
Honestly, understandable and very good and very respectable.
I was like that before smartphones. Like, when I was young, my mom gave me like a normal phone. Mm-hmm. Or how we call it here, a handy.
Handy. Yeah, by the way, mobile phones in German are handies. Because they're handy, you know.
For some reason, I don't know why.
And these nuts.
Yeah, basically, the phone was always there, so that, like, she wasn't controlling or anything. It was just like, oh, if it's getting late, I want to be able to call you. Like, understandable things. Uh-huh. But I don't like being available at all times if I don't want to.
Yeah.
Which is why I basically never took the thing with me, and this habit still carried over to this day. So I technically have a phone, but it's basically always unpowered.
Yeah, I mean, similar for me. Like, I had kind of a shitty phone, being at boarding school, and my mom was, you can call us, and I can call you, and I'm like, sure. Then I forgot, and so like her whole thing became, you know what? If my daughter isn't calling me, everything is fine, and that just became her literal mantra, because like. She told me that, by the way, when I basically, like almost 11 years. Yeah, in 3 days, it's 11 years now. I went here and didn't come back. She was like, my daughter isn't coming back. And she's not calling me, should be fine. Like, she's like, if my daughter is calling me, shit's up. So, like, yeah, the problem is right now for us, every time she calls me, I'm like, oh God. Especially if it's, unusual times. Like, I know, if it's a Friday evening or a Sunday, in the clear. Every other day, I'm like, oh God, no, she's calling me, help. What is going on? because basically it happened like a few times because it was just to me tell me someone died. And I'm like, yeah, no.
Huh.
I did have. So my mom is kind of is kind of similar in that she's never been. She has not used any social media.
That's good.
No Facebook, no MySpace, no none of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not even Wer kennt wen?
Nope.
Okay, sorry, that is the most German joke right now.
And for sure, not
even
Twitter or
Hive?
Blue Sky.
Mm-hmm.
The closest thing to social media that she's used is I think she has a LinkedIn page.
Mm-hmm.
Anti-social media.
Yes.
But she only does that as I think she does that. If she does, it's only just to as a record of where she's worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. That's where you use that's what you use LinkedIn for.
That's what most people use LinkedIn for. I don't use LinkedIn for. I don't even use it for that. I don't use it at all. Basically, I have it, but I don't think I've I should really update it, but I'm lazy. I'm terrible with social media. I don't do it properly. I don't use social media the way it's intended to be.
I see someone jumped into the second beta. Yeah, well, it's tomorrow time. Mm-hmm. But yeah, social media is weird. I mean, I'm now off the. You know what? Can we just say it's the literal Hitler site, because I guess we all now figured out what the fuck the X is standing for.
Call it the Nazi side.
It's the Nazi site, yes. Yeah. By the way, Lena, you said on Discord that you thought he just wanted to be hip and cool and stuff, and I thought that as well. Just I was very sure he tried to be clever in some form with that X.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I could see it either way. It definitely. I don't know if I believe it, but I definitely. It's absolutely plausible. I don't disbelieve it either.
Yeah,
it's no, this is
the reasoning behind that logic.
Oh, sorry, shit.
Hey, room.
You go for a nap an hour before stream, and then it's just I'm always just
Put use your
for
phone.
3 fucking hours.
Put an alarm on your phone.
The logic that I had for
I've had a long fucking week, so I'm kind of tired.
Understandable.
Sorry.
Okay, Zed.
The logic I had for Twitter being redone, renamed to X, was it's because it was not too long after he had gone on that podcast, smoked weed and stuff, and it was still when his public image was not terrible.
Yeah, yeah.
He was beginning his spiral of self-sabotage at that point, but he still had. I think he still had a teeny bit of street cred, partly because of the smoking weed on a podcast and some of the other memes that his. By the way, that stuff up until the podcast was the result of a social media team, or an image team basically, that was creating him to be likable online. He fired them all when he went on that podcast.
You know what? That actually explains so fucking much. Actually, here's the thing. I was actually wondering, was he was that all played? And it seems actually yes, because if you said they fired and it just deteriorated so rapidly. I'm no one arrives.
Money for that.
Yeah, it's probably no one arrives at the point where he is this fast if they weren't primed for these actions beforehand, and in hindsight, it's as I said, I always thought the X meant something. He doesn't just choose it because it's cool. He
associated his son after that as well, or one of his children. He's
Yeah,
got 2 fucking children.
X-A12, yeah. I actually have 2 things to say on this subject.
Okay, by the way, can I just say one thing? For everyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, is the fact that someone pointed out that, because Elon Musk renamed Twitter to X, the ASCII code for X is 88. Yeah. So carry on, Lena.
Technically, the code is 088, but I don't think that makes a difference
Details.
to very many people.
Yeah.
Why couldn't he pick 007? Oh,
Yeah, like the two things, like one.
naughty number.
I saw.
It's not hiding it.
Like there was a thing I saw, like an anecdote from somebody who like used to work at SpaceX, and said that like whenever he came around, he was always surrounded by a whole cadre of people, like in the company structure as well. Like there was a whole cadre of managers just around him, whose entire job was to just manage Elon. Because like whenever he went and he would just make these these like absurd, insane demands. We know what he's like. Like he did that at SpaceX as well. And then it was their job to like when he left to sort of smooth things over, and also like whenever people had things that they wanted to get done, to like to get that they needed his approval for, it was their job to translate it into such a way that he would think was his idea and then rubber stamp it. So like they're just literally just managing him as a person, as like a toddler with supreme power, and that's like when so. That's what, like Zeb said, when he still had his public image.
I started because you guys were waiting so long.
No,
so
just go make your country first.
So he had all these people managing him, which had, like Zeb said, like, maintained his public image. And then he left the Twitter, where there was there was a whole institutional structure in SpaceX just for him. And Twitter does not have that, so they didn't have that cushion, and that's why it just immediately went to shit.
Also, the whole thing about Elon may or maybe not having right-leaning tendencies beforehand. If you look how his family behaved when apartheid was, how do you call it, disabled? Let's say it like that.
Dismembered.
Abolished?
Abolished, yes, thank you. I forgot. Maybe he already grew up with some right-leaning sentiments.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, and the other thing I wanted to say is the X thing has like that's not something new. Like he's been on that train since the 90s. Because like the reason he got fired from PayPal is PayPal was doing pretty well and was like it became like a verb, like a genericized trademark, and it was really good for marketing. And he kept pushing for like, no, we need to rename it to X. We need to rename PayPal to X. And everyone was saying like, no, you don't fucking do that. That's a terrible idea. But he insisted. He wouldn't let it go, and so they fired him. So that's been something that he's been trying to push for a very long time. It's not something recent.
Yeah, that I know, but like I feel like
Ruben, are you ready? And Zeb, are you also ready?
1
yes.
minute.
Okay, then we're waiting.
but like it's interesting because looking at Ghost of Skulls and Sophie's reaction. Yeah, pointing the ASCII code out, it's like it's not surprising anymore. Like the thing is, it what I feel in hindsight now is that Elon was probably always a racist, fascist shithead. I mean, he grew up in the apartheid South Africa, literal emerald mine owner, and he's now dismantling USAID, which was basically made to dismantle apartheid. So like, what probably happened was,
I don't think USA was made.
USAID. That's a thing.
Oh, USAID.
USAID. He dismantled that.
And
like basically first thing, which is like, oh, someone has a grudge, I guess.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, what probably happened is that I think his mom used him as a figurehead because she wouldn't get the standing he had. Because think about it. Every time before Twitter, he had a team managing him, and also, if he did something stupid, like remember the time he basically challenged Mark Zuckerberg to a duel, and Mark Zuckerberg was like, "Come on, bitch! I punch your face in," which like, fuck Zuckerberg, but like, I wish he would have been able to do that. It would be very funny.
Even the worst
Here's
people
the thing.
sometimes have moments that make you respect
One of
them.
the few things that I'll praise Mark Zuckerberg on is that he when he says something, he means it.
Well,
yeah, he meant it.
Yeah, like he doesn't bullshit people.
Unless Trump is ordering him to, then he caves.
Yeah.
Well, that or just to
Although that's
like
more of a
for
new
like to be what's it? That or just to keep the business running, basically. So you remember how he switched like before the whole stuff about like Cambridge Analytica came out and all that.
Yeah.
He switched like, oh, but all privacy. Now that Trump's back, he's like, oh yeah, we've got no DEI stuff. Yeah, we're banning it.
Yeah,
We're all
like,
free speech.
I'm not
and
saying
everything.
he would be good. I just said like he was the closest ever to punch Elon Musk legally in the face, and I wish he was able to do that.
Yeah,
But
also, Zep, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
So everyone is ready.
yep,
Good.
Yeah.
And we can start.
Should I do some
2 hours later.
funny, perhaps tricky? Could end up biting me in the ass, but it would be funny.
What?
No, it would be good. Like I can demand make tributary on Jabal Shamar. And the only one who would guaranteed support them is Hejaz, my tributary, that I can like demand reduce autonomy.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? It's territory.
Oh,
It's not good. It's terrible territory, but
I need it for I need the form Arabia.
we have a
So that's
small
why.
yeah.
we have a small problem. Day one, France decided to conquer Constantine.
oh
So it will be harder to do things now.
yeah. Good luck.
Do we restart?
No.
You might want to. So, a couple things you could probably do is make friends with France and Britain, or at least try
Yeah.
and make friends with France.
I am
No,
doing
They're
that.
France
going to
isn't-
expel your diplomats.
France isn't working, but Britain yes. But yeah,
I'm trying to be better, but they are basically saying we want to conquer you.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they basically have a day one journal entry for it. So
Yeah, but I played this configuration I think now 5 times, and France never attacked day one.
by the way, Theodoros is the guy that
Yep.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
wardrobe. Yep, that's him.
okay.
Then grant him leadership.
How? Here?
Yep.
Wait.
Now you have him as ruler.
She doesn't because she doesn't click on it.
How do I do it?
Well,
how do you make him a leader in the military?
Yeah.
you
Click
click.
on his portrait. On the upper left side of the portrait screen, you say interact with the character. You can get
Grand
sent
command.
Yes. Yes.
Wait, do you forget
I
basic
have never
gameplay?
done that. I've never done that.
To be fair, I never did it before I played Ethiopia either.
Fair point. It's like a thing you only use for Ethiopia.
No, you do it when you don't like your ruler. So you can die in battle. That's higher chances.
Okay, anyway, what I wanted to say is that basically how's it called? Is the fact that I think what happened is that Elon's mom put up her racist little, Hitler baby as a figurehead. Because again, the moment something happened before, the whole thing with Mark Zuckerberg, what was there? Right. She basically went and was like, oh, no, he's not doing that. She always stepped in at the last moment before he was able to do something really, really fucking stupid. Okay, something is broken.
Why?
I can't mobilize him.
Like his army, or
Yeah, I merged his army, get the army to him.
Delete the other one.
Yeah. How do I wait a second? Disband. I still can't do it.
Oh,
It's demobilizing for 66 additional days. Oh.
you have to mobilize the other thing first. That's something you should never do.
I didn't demobilize it.
You demobilized the other army. You just teleported to him.
God.
You never demobilize an army unless you extremely.
Yeah,
certain.
I made some stupid mistake here.
Yeah, then you fucked. Then you've lost.
Again, do we need to restart?
Apparently.
No, we don't need to restart. We're doing this on the other way. I would have won this anyway, so
True.
Let's just let them give up. You know what? We always said
I told you this day you should actually train this thing a bit, a tiny bit, and you're always like, you don't need to, and you fuck up.
It just, again, mechanic never used.
Because you never practiced.
Yeah.
Yeah, shut up.
No.
I had different things to do.
No, you didn't.
I had different things to do.
No.
I had different things to do.
No.
Like sleeping.
Sleeping I get. Next time you won't play Battlefield.
I didn't play Battlefield today.
Sleeping is nice.
I didn't play Battlefield. What the fuck? Stop making shit up. Also,
I'm pretty sure I saw you playing Delta Squad or whatever it's called.
Yeah, same thing.
No, it isn't.
It's a first-person shooter that's boring to me. So yes, it's
God
the same.
damn it! You all shut up immediately. Bah. Bah.
You could have played Amazing Cultivation Simulator. It is even called Amazing, so it must be good. Even though the UI is terrible and you have to basically mod it to make it not micromanaging hell, but it is amazing.
So in other words, it's a Paradox game.
Yeah,
God
kind
damn
of.
it.
Kind of. I mean,
Basically,
we don't have to
the
mod
rat
this one.
must die. What with the rat? Okay, let's continue now. But yeah,
It would be beneficial for probably most of humanity.
Yeah.
Yes, a grain of power. That's why you starve your population, so you can get a market liberal. That's also why you radicalize them by starving, so that that market liberal can enforce laissez-faire and make peasants even poorer.
yeah, I guess.
Observation.
I just have corn laws like day one baseline anyways, so.
That's good. I needed to farm more fruit to make them starve.
You switch one of your farms to a fruit or...
Yes.
But yeah, I feel like really, Elon Musk was definitely, guided by his mom until she lost control of him like a year or so ago or so. And, he's just swinging free right now. He's basically still doing what she wants, probably, because, like, let's just be real here. The whole anti-USA thing and stuff, she probably put in his head, but, yeah. He probably was already a little fascist, so... It's just obvious now, is what I'm saying. Oh well. What is the case? Oh well, but yeah. So, anyone else has something they want to talk about? Chat, this is your chance.
The US stole a plane from Venezuela, according to Venezuela.
What did they steal?
A plane.
You know what?
One of Venezuela's few planes left.
I call bullshit on that, not because I'm believing Venezuela directly. It's just more like, really, while the state is in this disarray, they just stole a plane.
Oh.
Anybody like video
Not
games?
that we
Well,
need a
I'll
plane.
just say what they said. Apparently, it was in the Dominican Republic,
Oh,
and the US just
What
seized
is-
it.
I
so,
kind of have a problem because while France was at war, I declared war on Morocco, and now they still joined them because they were too fast in doing their war. I'm more confused that France in this multiplayer game is... Yeah, right, they're more aggressive in multiplayer, right?
Yep.
No wonder my strategy doesn't work.
Do we want to yeet them out?
I don't know. Your choice, really.
Vote. Should we yeet France out of that war? Yes, no.
It was the only playable nation, like... Okay, I technically could have played Transvaal if I wanted to.
Those are not really Africans.
Well, that's the Uganda, but
Yeah, okay,
like,
that's...
I'm okay. I'm okay. If we don't yeet France out of this war, like, is that it? Restart?
It would be a restart then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
I'm sorry, everyone. I can't really test how aggressive France in multiplayer is. I just tested it in single player.
It happens.
Yeah.
Well, the
Okay.
other part is that there's a decent chance for France to roll protective on Morocco at game start. It's not all the time, but it sometimes happens.
I checked it beforehand. There were like -40 and neutral towards them, and now they basically see them as a desirable ally.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Well then, I guess we changed that. Let's go back to...
You don't need to mute yourself.
The AI gets very weirdly random about Morocco.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
France
that's true.
and,
That's
the
true.
UK.
Then let's do this.
France used to get weird about Tunis, but I don't see them doing that very often.
Yeah, that's the one thing you can predict. Like, you can just click on Morocco diplomacy and see how everyone views them. That's how I generally plus the number on when you conquer them. Plus how said country likes me. It's something I do. To basically analyze how likely they are to go into war. But sometimes they just get an obligation. And shoops.
We still need to run it a bit.
Okay.
Until the war starts, basically.
France has maintained balance of power.
Because we're fumbling around in the game, so I always put up pictures of girls, and Lena brought up Lala Mamina. I wants to make a pun, but like, yeah.
Like,
Mama Marina.
I like Spider Girls. Spider Girls are good.
why can't France back down, by the way?
What?
Why can't...
Because they joined on the side of
They're
someone.
Yeah, they're not a leader of the
Yeah.
play.
And Morocco back down then?
Yeah, just let them back down.
I mean, you would have won instantly.
I would have won basically instantly anyway, because I have 8 line infantry.
Okay. Okay, fair point.
France can no longer just declare neutrality.
No, they're already in the play, so they can't declare neutrality.
Well, yes.
Yeah, and they have a primary demand.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I don't know if it is a factor, but like,
I just
did they just-
realized Morocco probably can't colonize. Well, they
can.
might have trouble colonizing.
They
They
can.
need to, yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say like they had France just took Constantine, and Constantine is like a split state with Mascara. That might have changed their desire to, because their goal was conquer Constantine. Like before the war, they would have been fine, but like then they saw, oh, we have a split state, we need to get that. That might be why they changed their tune and jumped in.
Could be, but they already have France, Algiers there, and they have lots of treaty ports there already.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
They're not even proper treaty ports. They're just like split states, even.
No, yeah, then yeah.
Which makes it, yeah, it would have been the same either way. With the exception being that maybe France just had an even higher desire for Constantine.
Though there is the benefit of, like, you can actually trade with the French as well, and that gives you more access to lots of other stuff and items, and like me, who's kind of surrounded by other
Which I'm trying to do.
nations that.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that simply because I want the French to not hate me.
Yeah.
Problem is, I don't think that's possible.
No, the French are hard-coded to invade you, so...
I know. It's very, very unlikely.
Yeah. But yeah, looking sexy spider comes up today. If we, if we don't have other cute girls to look at, it will stay sexy spider.
Just play other cute girl if you
Yeah.
want.
I just want to say, by the way, Arachnos are very good.
Yes.
They got more attention recently, but they're good. Still need more. And Lamias. Lamias are very good.
Very, very good.
Oh shit, I just realized. There's like this giant... Okay, here's the thing. One of the things I genuinely like about Wilds right now is that they are doing a lot of monsters in in monster categories that were very much underrepresented until now.
I get you, but Lalabarina still is just a spider.
That's not what I want to. That's not what I want to point at.
I want to point at it.
Yeah.
But Lalabarina is still just a spider in like basically name only.
Yeah.
She looks like a spider, but she doesn't behave like a spider at all.
That's the saddest part, actually. Yeah. I think what I wanted to say is more like, there's a new spider that, doesn't really behave like a spider, but, honestly, I kind of wish that in the all-whale basing we would have seen, how's it called? The one from Rise again. Would have been cool to have more spiders, but, like, again, we get a new spider. They bring back the, flying wyvern with, the long talons rig from Frontier. They're making they made a cephalopod rig because they basically had cephalopod-ish monsters before, but now they made a full rig. Cool. So it was like the last trailer they had. Fuck it, because this was easy anyway. Let's get up some trailers in this. I just had a thing just pop up, just
whole
like
thing.
What?
A whole thing.
A whole thing in my head, just my ding, like Nia, you're a genius. You're thinking about monsters.
A whole thing in your head? A brain?
Yeah. I sometimes have it. Yes.
Brain.
Well, I think I might have gotten screwed out of corn laws because my agitator from the event was not spawned in the agitator pool, but didn't actually go into my country.
Okay, that's
by the way,
weird.
good girls again.
And I have closed borders, so I can't do anything about that.
Going through the trailer right now because it's the ice stuff. Which is actually
I'm just like, you should actually be playing the game you're supposed to be playing.
Yeah, now save that for when.
No, I'm playing the game.
Yes. Stop it, finally.
I'm playing the game.
No, you don't.
I do it. I win. I am winning.
I really do not care. Start playing the game for real.
Okay, sorry.
Also, you are you are streaming on the Victoria 3 page, so try to.
Yes.
Probably best not to leave.
Yeah. You can talk if you want to.
Okay.
And that's about it.
Okay.
This would have been my opportunity. If I could reach it, this would have been my opportunity to kill Liberia. But the only way that I'd be able to reach them is if I was able to take out Sierra Leone.
Which is hard.
I'm not ready to fight the British. Mm-hmm. In fact, my problem is going to be getting any sort of trade going, which means that I'm going to need to hope that Ruben and I can touch tips.
I know, just a little bit. Tit to tip.
Yeah.
Or tit to tit.
But I am afraid of France and Britain making it to the little area in Mossy that we could reach. Even if we do get colonialism, it might be hard to actually colonize that land.
You know what's one thing that Victoria freeze missing that's actually really easy to do. A consistent aggression of the AIs. I don't like that they just change how the AIs behave in multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean, by the way,
They should decide on what they want, how they want the AIs to behave, like aggressive wise, and then just streamline it single player and multiplayer.
fair point.
I mean, it's not unrealistic.
It is unrealistic. It's a definition of unrealistic.
Well, no, as in like
make it a toggle when setting up the game, because EU4 has that. You can set AI difficulty and AI aggression as separate things, so you can.
You can still do that here, I think, but as soon as you go multiplayer, something baseline changes, as far as I know.
Yeah, that's no good. Yeah, that's no good. I agree.
Yeah, there's no reason to do that.
Yeah, that's like,
I feel like I heard something mentioned about it on the forums for Paradox. I think they said something along the lines of, "Oh, we want the AI to in multiplayer. We want the AI to consolidate more territory so that there's fewer entities."
I get the idea. Problem is that should be a player option.
Yeah.
Single player as well as multiplayer, because then I could have tested that in single player.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I get the idea that if you play multiplayer, you want the AI to be more aggressive because we're human players. But that's not something the AI should consider in the first place.
I guess you just kind of need like a slider or toggle for the amount of aggression.
As we said.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Would be the best solution, because then either I could test on multiplayer settings, or we would play on single player settings, whatever we decide, but it would be a uniform experience.
Interesting. Okay, the AI is weird again. Wello is getting guaranteed independence by the Ottomans.
That's not
Unusual.
too uncommon.
But they can't reach them anyway, so...
Usually, eventually, Egypt or especially if Ethiopian expansion goes really fast, then Egypt or the Ottomans might pop in and say, "Hey, slow down."
And if it's
Not always, but sometimes.
and it's not time yet, but Lahesh is still not guaranteed by Russia, so be fast if you want to have them. As well as Oman, they like to get those.
Fair point.
Yeah, the Oman thing is partly because they own territory in Persia,
Yeah.
and then they just get into that zone, and so they're there. And so they're like, "Oh yeah, let's just keep expanding."
Yeah, and when they have Oman, they're in Arabia, and then they're like, ooh, Lahesh. Let's save Lahesh. Or in my game, where they just suddenly decided to protect Argentina. Because
Yeah.
we have to protect them.
It's interesting how you can't go from Ausa to Lahesh, even though there was a bridge, like that you could just cross this part of the channel without boats and Crusader Kings. Like, have some consistency between your maps.
Yeah, so I think they do that for the sake of gameplay. There's
Okay.
not actually a bridge.
Yes, I know, that
It's
is...
probably hard to. It's probably
Almost
easier to
something.
carry over a bunch of like guys with swords than it is regiments of.
I mean, you know, it should be more like, you know, than tech level based, but like, you know, the base army right now with is not that far away. Also, Just saying, by the way, if you can't go from Alsa to Lahesh for some reason, but going from Majetin way farther out to Mara, which, for some reason is a connection. I can conquer Mara.
That's Socotra. That's the island offshore.
Yes, I know, but those two should maybe be under the same rule, but not the same region. Just saying.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, it could probably get away with. The problem is that if you make it a split state,
Not a split
No,
state.
split
It's
state.
separate.
yeah, not a,
Separate one.
yeah,
It's-
you can't make it a split state with Somalia because it's not.
We're not asking that. We're saying
That's not the point, Zeb. I said the fact that, I said that Mara for some reason
Yeah.
owns those islands, even though they're closer to Somalia. But culturally they probably aren't. But geographically, it is stupid that you can basically, those are counted as one state. So you can, if you conquer the islands here,
say-
you can go over from this angle, but you can't go over here. This is what I
I would
was
say
talking
you'd
about.
probably end up with the same situation as Omani Truco Coast, where they're just basically permanently screwed because they don't have the population to support a port, and they don't have the population to.
then I
and
guess
there's not enough will from the AI to build one there.
then I guess we should finally rework ports. We talked with Lena about that before the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although that was just a construction, like the coastline thing, that wouldn't fix the population problem.
Yes, but if we're already there, we could also
This
maybe
is-
reconsider how many people you actually need at a port.
So this is kind of a scaling problem because you've got gigantic countries like Britain and France and the US and Russia who has tons and tons and tons of resources, tons and tons of build and tons of pops.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you need to balance that with countries. With,
I mean,
yeah.
right now with tiny amounts of people and tiny ports and
Yeah, because you need like 5k pops for like one port, which, fair, that's kind of realistic depending on how big the port is.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that is what I.
so you
what I
kind of
talked
need
about before
smaller
as well.
you need kind of smaller sorry, go on, Lena. Sorry.
That's what I talked about before as well. Like the if you look at at Eritrea is like one state, and then Somalia is one state. So if you play Ethiopia and you go like full like maximum, you get all of Eritrea, all of Somalia. You have all of 2 coastal states in a coastline that is about the same length as like the French-Spanish border all the way up to like Germany. The same
Yeah.
length of coastline, and you have like 2 states with ports, and you have the population support. You have like so. What I suggested was we already have the arable land system to sort of have a limit of this is number of farms you can have in state. Have a similar system for coastline where this is your length of coastline, and then that is shared for for your ports, but also for things like fishing wharves, whaling stations, shipyards, and military shipyards. With some other like whaling stations in particular would still have still have a limit, but like this way you would actually have, if you have a really long coastline, you could still build stuff on that coastline so long as you have the pops to support it, and you're not limited by this length of like 5,000 kilometers or like 1 or 2,000 kilometers is one state, and over there this length of 1,000 kilometers is 5 states.
Yeah, I mean, can I say this?
Remove that artificial limit.
This smells a little bit like the whole, white people drew the map, and now it's just like, it's just one state. Like, okay, yeah.
I mean,
no.
it is just one state. We have to
But-
segment it somewhat, but it's a way bigger state with more coastline.
Yeah, I mean, you have sub-regions everywhere, always.
You don't even necessarily need sub-regions. You can just approximate roughly. This is way bigger coastlines, so give them more arable land, quote-unquote, for ports.
And also with coastline, you can have a similar system with arable land where you have subsistence farms, but with coastline you have like subsistence fishing.
A different
Yeah,
type of...
Have that dependent coastline, yeah.
Yeah,
And also
one.
you have like
the more coastline you use, the less subsistence fishing you would have. It's the same with arable land.
Also, you could have things like natural, like coves and stuff like that. So things like you could have modifiers that are like, oh, you have a really good place, like what's the place in the US that was set up, SEP again, like for, it's the. So you know how there's like a small coastline just ahead of the
Natural harbor.
US coast.
Natural harbor.
Natural harbor, that sort of thing. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, well,
Wait, are you
it's not the
talking
same
about
modifier that exists.
Are you talking about the East Coast inner sea lane?
Yes, that's it basically.
Okay, so that's a natural.
Yes.
Essentially a river that connects to that is on the edge of the ocean.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you could have a benefit or something or modifier based on like
That's
that.
already there, but they could do more. Yeah.
Yeah, but they could implement it better with Lena's idea, basically.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. Like honestly, it wouldn't even count. Like, it wouldn't count as natural harbors necessarily, but also Virginia, Maryland, and DC should have natural harbor. By the way, because the Chesapeake Bay is that insane of a geographic feature.
Yeah, there's a lot of those state modifiers that I've also seen people like, mainly about like the U.S. Like there's some things about some forests in New England or something, like the chestnut forests that should cover a larger area and have more bonuses to logging and other stuff. Like various of those geographical modifiers don't extend properly to where they actually should.
Yeah.
But the American chestnut forests, they exist as a modifier, but they're not like.
I mean,
they're a little underdone.
I mean, there's generally not enough wood in the game anyway.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Like when I guess, like I get that the Amazonas, like in Brazil, is hard to log. Generally.
Mm-hmm.
But if Russia has more wood in a few states than the whole of Brazil, it's a bit weird. I know that Russia has big forests. I know.
Yeah,
but
the issue is trying to find that balance between the. I think the issue is trying to find that balance between the actual resources that exist there and what was accessible at the time.
Yeah. Yes.
Because that was the whole issue with oil at first, and it's like, and part of why they gave us more oil is because they realized, if things went a little differently, some of this oil could have been accessible.
I mean, then you still have the gameplay problem of you get remotely big, you won't have enough oil. You will not get glass production to oil because it isn't worth it. You need it for so many different things. Like you can use it for glass production, but then you can't use it for other things anymore.
Or they could just increase the oil amount.
Yeah.
Available. Yeah.
Oil amount, production method efficiency, something like that.
I wonder how they define, like if they have like fixed, fixed formulas for how much actual production in barrels equates to like 1 unit of oil in game and stuff like that. If they have actual mathematical formulas for that,
could be.
So like it represents something in the real world directly, but if not, then they could also just change their proportions, like change the consumption of oil by production methods, or like increase the just tweak the numbers a little bit. Because if it doesn't like directly one-to-one represent something in real life anyway, then if it's an abstraction, then just change the abstraction.
Yeah, I mean, video games are always an abstraction, so I assume it is. So.
But like I mean, like
I know what you mean.
So,
yeah,
I know. Yeah.
I'm so glad I was able to get the wood. I mean, it's only 4. I only get 4 logging camps. Just 4.
Bit more, but yeah. That's what you get.
I will do my best.
You know that they have bills for that if you need to get wood.
Yeah, but I like to go au natural. Ooh. Two of the states that I got in the north were had oil and one had sulfur. Sorry, not oil.
Coal.
Imagine oil this early. They had iron.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, iron.
Technically, I think I have access to every resource I need.
Technically.
Just not enough
Yeah,
of
but-
it.
What about rubber?
I don't have lead. I will get rubber.
So except of glass, you're fine.
Yeah.
And like later on ammunition, but that's not the immediate need.
I hate ammunition.
Yeah.
It's
It's
a
like
thing.
It's like necessary to get to that level of military to do most of the stuff. Like you need to get there early, but ammunition is like the most inefficient thing you can build, and I hate it.
Yeah. Also, actually, you do have oil because you have fishing. You can have. There's some whaling station on the coast, so you can get oil.
Oh, yeah. But that would take beating up. Who? Who do I need to beat up for that?
Kabu, which I can't. I know that's fishing wharves. There's Susu.
Oh, no, that's fishing.
Susu. Yeah.
Susu?
Susu. Yeah. It's.
Oh, yeah. They do have a
one
whaling station.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny that there's just the one whaling station.